Hello and welcome to the WS podcast. My name is Wojciech Salski, and before we begin, if you've not yet, please make sure to subscribe, like, and maybe share this episode and this show with a friend, a family member, or maybe your fellow, social media fiends, essentially to help the word to spread. And of course, if you'd like to support the podcast in any other way, please follow the link below. And I guess that's the formula that every podcaster out there has to share with you anyhow. So here we are. Anyway, guys, this episode is going to be a complete freestyle from my part, and it's going to be quite short. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Because it's not actually, it's quite a spontaneous one, right? So I've been sorting out my stuff. A lot of things are happening in my life right now, many changes, many exciting ones. And I realized that it's basically been almost a month since our last episode. And while I cannot provide you with a full-fledged episode just yet, this weekend did not work for me, and so we are not yet ready to publish in the coming week. I thought it will be a good idea to briefly update you on what's going on, what to expect, and also maybe just to share a few thoughts about the whole adventure. So I'll start by sharing with you that I got married recently, so that's a big one. I promise to prepare an episode about my perspective on getting married and the story behind it. It's certainly a great adventure, and I would say I'm the luckiest man alive. Of course, I bet many married people, or many people in love, many people that have their second halves probably say that, which is just a cliche, but let's debate it. Prove me wrong, so to speak. Like, I imagine this meme of a guy sitting and with a little sign saying "Prove me wrong." So that's a big change that happened, and I'm planning to prepare a proper episode to explore this and interlinked related topics with it. I think it's only fair, as you're continuing on this adventure through life with me, and I'm continuing on this adventure in life with you through these episodes, that I offer you that, reflection on these things, because they certainly are impactful on my day-to-day and on my life outlook overall. So that's first big update. Second big update is that I will be changing, maybe switching, maybe developing further my studio. And that's also yet to come. I am in the process of basically figuring out how to accommodate a space that would allow for more than one person in a cupboard to record the podcast. And about that, I'm pretty sure it's a New Year's sort of goal. I think, I hope, I pray, I manifest that by the end of January, I will have a studio next door ready for you to, first of all, to have a change of space. I'm hoping that studio will be a bit more spacious for me, so I'm not against the wall, and for you, so you see more of interesting things around my studio, essentially, not just 2.5 shelves of a library. But also, I'm looking to get more and more guests over the coming year. So, of course, let's see how it goes. I don't want to be pressuring myself or anyone into it. I know how challenging sometimes it can be to find the time for, conversations, but there is quite a few people that I'm interviewing over the coming weeks, and quite a few people that will be joining the queue in Q1 and Q2 of 2026. So my God, here we are, already planning the next adventure, which is very, very exciting. So I promise that I'll try to keep the spirit of the show the same. The space might differ. There might be a bit more natural light, which would actually be quite nice, I think. And certainly some things are there to stay, and I'll definitely stay with you. So hopefully you'll have me. Now, what else? Well, I have a few episodes that I'm working on for you before the end of the year. So since we are just about a month and a week from ending this wonderful 2025, this crazy, wonderful year of 2025, I don't know if it's going to be a full season or just a few episodes of choice. I'll certainly ensure that you are getting your week's worth of dose of insight, wisdom, knowledge, curiosity. So I have a few episodes that I think would be suitable for this time of the year as well. So we'll probably do that. And one of those episodes might just be the recent conversations, interviews that I've been having. And let's see how it goes, right? In terms of the other topics, ideas, maybe something that I could share with you that I'm very excited about is the adventure of basically making my now wife move to stay with me full time, although she will still be sort of traveling quite a bit, both for work reasons and other. But I'm very excited about that. I think it's a big, if you've already moved in with your second half, or if you are planning to do so, just how exciting and different that is from living with a friend or living with a family. So in a way, your boy is growing up, and not any more a boy even, not any more a mister, even in many ways, a husband now, which, that is something. So from that standpoint, I'm hoping that also the woman's touch of aesthetics and grace and beauty will make my next studio in the making slightly more appealing, because what you see and what you've seen on this podcast for the past year, maybe 2 years, is mostly out of the head of this madman in front of you. And of course, I don't blame you if you think it's not what you would make a studio to look like. Quite frankly, I think I have no doubt all of you would find some ways to make this space more beautiful. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my love bringing a touch of aesthetically, tasteful aroma to the mix of the show. And there are a few other projects, but I don't want to share too much to jinx them. I think it's only fair to share that which is already sort of done, rather to share things prematurely and in a way maybe offer them to you slightly too early for your ears and for my sorry, some gentleman mixed up the doorbells, and he's safe. So what was I saying? Yeah, in a way, this is like a public service announcement, an intermission, if you will, to reassure you that we are here, we're still kicking, and I'm very excited about what's coming. Please bear with me, and yeah, let's see what the new year brings as well, right? That's an exciting thing. So maybe one thing that I will sort of leave you with as a practical, actionable point, if you've gotten thus far with the episode, you might as well get some value out of it rather than me just, mumbling along on some audible journeys. I don't know if you remember the year before or the year before that one, but every year for the past 3 years, I've been preparing for you a sort of New Year resolution episodes, right? Monologues of a sort. And some of them were about intentions making, some of them were about making goals and plans. And right now, I think it's a very good moment. Personally, I've already started to start, as you start to quiet down before Christmas time, before New Year's, as your workload probably becomes slightly less, as you feel, the coziness of the house with family, friends, with your loved ones. I think it's a very good moment to take an hour or two from your day, preferably your free day, unless maybe in the week you have some spare time, and look back at your year. If you're serious about your goals, if you're serious about your progress, then I would urge you to do that quite regularly. And I think once a year is often enough to get the minimum value of such a review. So I call it a yearly review for myself. I usually schedule a few hours on my weekend. Sometimes I do it over a few weekends if I feel like I still need to mull over some stuff to think it through. But for example, yesterday I ordered myself a new notebook for the year 2026, and so I started sort of looking back and writing down the different things that I am already planning for next year, and reviewing what I've done this year. And so the invitation for you is to, first of all, figure out, maybe write it down, maybe have a spreadsheet, whatever works for you, of all the things, all the wonderful things that happened, all the things that you managed to pull through, maybe some successes you've had along the way, maybe some blessings that happened, all of these things that, if it was the beginning of the year, these would be the things you would look forward to. And I think it's a really nice way of reframing and therefore feeling the gratitude, observing just how lucky, how blessed you are to have been through this year. And of course, this is not to say that all your days and all your successes were all rosy and great. I've had a fair amount of challenges in my year, and I bet you did too. But let's start with the positives. So first, write down all of these blessings, successes, things that you're grateful for, lucky for having, maybe proud of yourself for achieving, and see if some of them have been, if you've had a list of New Year resolutions or goals, some of them might have been already done as well from your list, right? So that's number one. Number two is figure out where you fell short. Maybe because you didn't have time, maybe because you didn't have the motivation, maybe quite frankly, it's not something for you. Maybe your aspiration was to do something over the year, and then halfway through the year you realize that you don't even like it. Maybe you weren't doing it for yourself. Maybe you were doing it because society seemed to expect you to do it, and so forth. So the second list is about all these things that you either didn't deliver or you feel like they fell through. Maybe you didn't want to finish them, and try to understand, review what is the nature of these, right? So for example, if I say that I fell short in learning a new language, then I need to write down why do I think that happened. And so for example, for me, I had a little goal of learning another language, and my simple explanation is like, I literally just never actually got to do it. I found excuses not to do it, so maybe it's not something for me. Maybe I didn't actually need it to do it. This is not a list that is supposed to put you down. It's just for you to, first of all, know where you stand. So in the same way that you know your achievements and blessings, you should be aware of your hiccups and challenges, but also so you can actually do something about them, right? Like if I don't have a lesson to learn from what happened, then I am quite prone to do it again. And so I would encourage you as a second part of this invitation to review your challenges and hiccups, shortcomings, where you came short and why. Review that. And finally, number 3 is, as you go into the end of the year, as you have this last month, essentially, effectively, before the end of the year, choose 1 or 2 things from either a list that you've had before, or maybe from a list that is forming in your head as I speak, maybe in your heart as I speak. Choose 1 or 2 goals that you think are doable within a month, and be honest with you, right? Like if you want to finish uni and you have 3 more years to go, and you tell yourself that you can finish it in a month, I'm sorry, that's just not gonna work. And so don't set up yourself for failure, but choose a goal that you might be able to finish, or at least get close to finishing within the next month, and really put your mind to it over the coming weeks. For me, for example, a big goal that I want to contribute myself over the coming month is to really make this space nice. Because I want to enter the new year with the feeling that both my new podcast studio and my new flat are just wonderful. To welcome the new year with a feeling of cleanliness, joy, gratitude, and aesthetically pleasing, cozy environment. So over the coming weeks, every week for quite a few hours, I will be cleaning, I will be changing things, and basically making the place look wonderful. So it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be whatever it is to you, because the most important thing is that it's yours. That's the big part about it. And I would urge you to give it a try, because you have 1 more month, and that's quite a lot, That's 1/12 of your year. That's still a big chunk that you can take advantage of. You could easily get quite pumped if you want to go to the gym for a month consecutively. I don't think it's gonna, be as big of a pump as if you were to be going for the whole year, but it still counts, and it's still very, very valuable. So just have a think. Maybe come up with 1 or 2 goals that you could deliver by the year's end, and commit to it. Because if you think that it's something meaningful for you, if you want to do it, why not do it 100%, you know? So yeah, that's the invitation, the challenge for you, my fellow Earthlings. So yeah, other than that, please expect the unexpected over the coming weeks. I will do my best to be with you from the next week onwards. And yeah, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful week. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.